Hey now moment, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with you as always. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and an open heart to your listening experience, and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality. While listening, you will be exposed to inspiring, empowering, and unifying perspectives that I'm highly confident will yield stellar results in your life if you opt to try them on for size. Also, if you're a longtime P-Head listener, you know I have been diligently working on producing episodes for my new late-night style, consciousness-elevating video talk show, Optimystic. Well, after a year plus in the making, I am thrilled to announce that we will be releasing Season 1's episodes weekly beginning March 15th, and I'm asking for your help to spread the love and to let your friends and family know about Optimystic when it's released. In exchange for taking a minute to share our Episode 1 teaser video on March 15th, or whenever you're hearing this, up through the end of April, we're giving you monthly memberships to not one, but two consciousness-expansive online content portals from two of my very favorite teachers and healers that are valued at over $50 a month, as well as entering your name into a drawing to win a free week at the Mystic Manor for a retreat immersion valued at $2,950, where the winner will be chosen in April. Otherwise, if you're interested in hearing more details about the rewards you'll receive for supporting, we'll send you a video that goes into detail when you text the word Mystic to the number 22999. You can also go to optimistic.tv to see several other videos, including the Optimistic show trailer and two videos that discuss the week-long retreat immersion, as well as details of what the Mystic Manor immersion entails and how you can book a week to come stay with us even if you don't win the raffle. All right, all you positive heads, welcome, welcome. Here we grow again. It is a magical Monday here in the studio as I record. I am so grateful to be back with you guys as always. And yes, I believe it is a magical day. And in spite of, in lieu of, at the same time as this incredibly potent virus that is outbreaking on our planet, the coronavirus. And, you know, it's coming at such an interesting time in the world for me personally, and I believe collectively. You know, I've said for a long, long time, those who are around me a lot, and I'm sure I probably said it on the show at some point or another, but I often say, I feel like we all carry codes of awakening and development and expansion, and we all have our own unique medicine to bring to the planet. And I feel very strongly that the energy that flows through me in this show is, I've often said, I feel like I carry a good virus. And once it has the chance to really infiltrate a larger audience and some of the the influencers on the planet, if you will, that it's going to have a very powerful, profound effect. And it seems awfully synchronistic that the day that where I'm currently living, Los Angeles, shuts down all their bars and clubs and, quite a bit of, the places where lots of people would gather, is the same day that the new late night style, consciousness elevating variety talk show Optimistic that you all know I've been working diligently on to birth into the world with the rest of the Optimistic fam and a bunch of you guys who have co-created those episodes. That was birthed into the world yesterday on March 15th. Episode 1 was released. And at the same time, this coronavirus is, taking hold in a way that's leading to a lot of fear. I know Sam and Erica both talked about it some last week, and I'm going to speak to it. And I cannot, help but notice the synchronicity of the timing of, this, what I believe is a very good virus outbreaking with Optimistic launching into the world, this coronavirus, which, by the way, many are looking at as a negative thing. And I've come to the point in my own evolution, I know a lot of you have as well, and are continuing to evolve your perspective to understand that it's all there is good and bad is sort of not really, it's relative. And from the ultimate perspective, it's all happening for us, right? And so is this coronavirus a good thing? Well, I'm not going to say it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's something that's meant to happen that ultimately leads us where we want to go. That's what I believe. And it's all happening at the same time. Optimistic is being birthed into the world. And for those of you who haven't heard about Optimistic or haven't seen it yet, go to optimistic.tv. You can check out episode 1 with Shaman Durek right now, and we'll be releasing the episodes Sundays at 11 a.m. each Sunday. So first one was, yesterday, Sunday. And more coming. Sahara Rose will be next week, and on. We'll continue this journey. And if you feel inspired, there's a way you'll see on optimistic.tv, the homepage where you can actually share. You text the word mystic to 22999, and you get a bunch of free goodies for doing so, including winning the opportunity to win a free retreat here at the Mystic Manor for a retreat immersion. So I'd love for you guys at the very least to just go and enjoy it, and especially if you're at home now and many people aren't going to be working and that sort of thing. What better time to take in Optimistic and this well-intended information and show into the world. And I appreciate each and every one of you for helping to birth it into the world. You've all played a role. This podcast has been such a powerful incubator for me to expand and stretch my wings. And I just so appreciate each and every one of you. I believe it is something that is happening for us and not to us, and that there is a gift there. There may be some pain there. There may be some hardship there. There's a lot of that. That's a lot of fear that's permeating the world right now. And I'm going to invite each and every one of you to look at fear. It can be looked at two ways. FEAR, forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Or alternatively, false evidence appearing real, right? So this is an opportunity for us to face our fears and to trust the process, learn to trust everything, including the coronavirus, including all the challenges that are coming with it. I've got so many challenges I'm facing right now. It's, wow, there's a lot. There's a lot. Not only do I do retreats to help to fund everything that's happening here. And we've also done that and strive to do that for the most inexpensive amount possible, which is a challenge in itself, right? From the 3D real world obligations of paying the mortgage or rent or, all the expenses and yada, yada, and on and on and on. But not only is that a travel related thing, which, a lot of people aren't probably thinking about booking a trip right now. Some of you may be, and I know some are going and taking advantage of all the cheap flights and everything like that. But for a lot of people, they're not, right? And my other company that has helped to get me to this point is a travel company as well, too. So there's a lot. I could easily be stressed and fearful. And I've just gotten to a point where it's like, I trust everything. I trust the coronavirus. I trust this process. I trust that it's going to deliver us exactly where we're meant to be. And I'm sure many of you have considered the idea that there's a lot of good things that could come out of it, right? There's a lot of positives that can actually come from, and that always comes from really challenging things that also bring hurt and pain and fear and all of that. So what I'd like to actually do is someone in the Positive Heads Facebook group, which by the way, if you're not there, we'd love for you to join us. It's Positive Heads with an S. Someone shared this message from the coronavirus. It was supposedly a channeled message from the entity, the life form, the spirit of the coronavirus, if you will, by a guy named Jeff Vanderkloot. It's relatively short here. And, I'm not saying whether it is or isn't from the coronavirus, the spirit of the coronavirus. I believe all life forms have a spirit that animates them, and the different levels of spirit in, each, in a plant, in your pet, in, everything, even in a rock. I believe there's some level of consciousness there. So, whether this is or is not being a communication from the coronavirus, who knows? I know the message itself is pretty interesting and definitely gets you thinking. So I'm going to take a quick minute now and read this supposed message from the coronavirus. And this was written on March 8th by Jeff Vanderkloot. There's been a lot of talk about the coronavirus. When I connected with this novel life form and asked it to tell me about itself, what came through was a list of its top gifts, followed by a message for humanity. I was somewhat surprised and also comforted by the information. My hope is that these words will help people to relax and trust that life is acting with benevolent wisdom. The gifts of the virus, he lists before the actual message itself. 1, slowing down humanity's frenetic activities. 2, activating networks of cooperation. 3, spreading helpful DNA. 4, upgrading humanity's immune system. 5, creating the conditions for peace and well-being. 6, saving lives, especially over the long term, by strengthening the web of life. Here is the message for humanity from the coronavirus. My friends, it is true that I am here to bring closure to the inharmonious ways of being that are causing harm to humans and the whole web of life. All the same, I am not a vengeful being or anything that is intended to be destructive. I am simply the rebalancing agent in the overall equation of life's evolutionary process. By fighting me with fear in your hearts, you oppose the larger natural systems and cause me to take other forms. What I am, and my fundamental purpose, will not be deterred, for I am life itself acting through the available forms of distribution. The virus that you see me as is one of an endless series of permutations. This kind of process is one of the ways I innovate life forms and deliver new DNA sequences that will eventually be shown to be helpful. The back and forth between humanity's collective immune system and the virus is raising consciousness as humans examine their interactions, and it is literally increasing the intelligence of the superorganism that is the species as a whole. These tests are normal. I repeat, these tests are normal. For those who can hear this message and embrace me easily, you already know that fear is a much more lethal poison. For those who will not be comforted by these words, one day you will know that I came as an act of love. When you can open to the love that is at the very heart of this situation, the crisis that your media and governments decry will transform into a flower of life, spreading new consciousness and multiplying circles of cooperation. Pay attention to your thoughts and see if you can identify the benefits of redirecting humanity's attention from incessant wars and violence to the common quote-unquote enemy that I am willing to be perceived as. Love will go this far and farther to bring healing to the mind of a young species that is still in the process of remembering itself as a divine incarnation. Yes, you are a divine incarnation capable of fabricating realities based on goodness and beauty and compassionate understandings, actions, and beliefs. Believe me when I say that, I too am here as an act of compassion. Accepting me in this way will lighten your heavy burden, for the divine sends only love your way. Sometimes this love takes curious forms in order to circumvent your intricate defenses against waking up to your own glory. I can assure you that the most functional strategy will be to embrace me as a friend of the human family. That's the message. Wow. Embrace me as a friend of the human family. That reminds me so much of this idea of embracing that which we fear, right? Sending love. What would love do now? As Matt Kahn says, one of the past guest on this show and future guest on Optimystic says, whatever arises, love that, right? So instead of letting fear shut you down, which, by the way, then takes all of your resources internally on a physiological level and puts them all to, fight or flight. This idea that, oh my gosh, there's as Dr. Bruce Lipton, who wrote The Biology of Belief, always compares it. Oh my gosh, there's a saber-toothed tiger coming. I have to put all my resources to protecting myself energetically and on my organs, and my adrenaline's going, and all these things. These stress hormones are released, and then you are actually way more susceptible to catching something and being harmed. That is, as this said, by far more dangerous, right? Being locked in fear. So I invite you out of that and into trusting everything, trusting this process, knowing that this is happening for you and not to you. And for humanity, and all the lessons and gifts that are going to come out of it by us pulling together. We all know when there's a crisis or something like that, that's when humanity comes together the most, right? I think back to 9/11 and how people pulled together, and there is a gift here. And let's not contribute to the collective fear. Let's spread trust and love, and yes, be cautious, and yes, do the things that need to be done, but do them with a knowing that you are the calm in the eye of the storm. That's the place that you're being invited to be in, because I tell you what, on this path to ascension that we're all on, I think there's going to be a lot of dips and dives and ups and downs, and getting back to, man, I can't see the forest for the trees in this moment. I can't necessarily see why this is happening for me and not to me. And I can't really find the benefits in this thing right now, maybe, but I trust everything. And I know that they're there, and it's not if, but when that part is revealed. And if you can move into that state and how you navigate all of these trying circumstances, you just upgrade everything about your experience. You move into a place of you move into a perspective to navigate your reality from that a master moves into. You're now viewing reality through the lens of your higher self, and as a result, you get all the benefits thereof, right? You start to live as this, you start to experience as this, and your experiences start to reflect. What does a master's experience look like, right? What does your higher self's experience look like? There's a merging, there's a meshing that's coming together with all of us as humanity collectively, as you and your higher self. It's yes, yes, and yes on all levels. It's remembering our power, coming back together, remembering. Like it said here, remembering itself as a divine incarnation. Yes, you are a divine incarnation capable of fabricating realities based on goodness and beauty and compassionate understandings, actions, and beliefs. So understand, be compassionate. The person next door who's completely wrecked with fear, be understanding, show compassion, be the example, be the lighthouse. We're all being called to be lighthouses at this time. You can do it. You can do it. I'm going to read here another little short thing. You guys have heard me talk about the Maybe So story, the Taoist farmer. One of my favorite all-time stories. I've read it at least 3-4 times probably over the last almost 5 years on this podcast. And I'm going to read it again. It's a short one. So this one, here we go. I'll just read it. There's a Taoist story of an old farmer who had worked his crops for many years. One day his horse ran away. Upon hearing the news, his neighbors came to visit. "Ah, such bad luck," they said sympathetically. "Maybe so," the farmer replied. The next morning, the horse returned, bringing with it 3 other wild horses. "Whoa, how wonderful," the neighbors exclaimed. "Maybe so," replied the old man. The following day, his son tried to ride one of the untamed horses, was thrown, and broke his leg. The neighbors again came to offer their sympathy for what they called his misfortune. "Maybe so," answered the farmer. The day after, military officials came to the village to draft young men into the army. Seeing that the son's leg was broken, they passed him by. The neighbors congratulated the farmer on how well things had turned out, knowing that the young man would have surely died in the ensuing battles. "Maybe so," said the farmer. I love this. One of my all-time favorites. You never fully know where it's going, right? There's so many. It's such a intricate web of experience. Your car breaking down tomorrow could be the most perfect thing that ever happened to you. I mean, it may be inconvenient in that moment, right? Quote unquote bad from one perspective, right? And from another, it could have saved your life from getting in a head-on collision you didn't even know was coming your way. And as some of the angel stories we've been reading, where there's intervention that helped to put you on a track that keeps you alive, keeps you living. So learning to trust everything, even if we don't know that it's good that we got thrown off the horse and our leg was broken. Trusting that, I do know there's a bigger narrative going on here, and it's all happening for love, just like that supposed channeling said. It's all happening for love. You are love. I am love. We are love, and we're doing it together. Woo! All right. Well, a couple little things I just want to add here as I wind down. One is, for those of you who are already planning to come to a retreat, I have had a few people reach out, and I just want to let you know, obviously we're taking it day by day right now. We did postpone this week, but I say postpone because we're going to be choosing new dates, figuring out new dates. If, and I don't know whether a week from now things are completely letting off. I just was reading an article that was saying things are really starting to get better in some of the other areas. So that's a good sign. I also think here in the U.S., it seems like we're sort of with the sort of quarantine kind of stuff that's happening here in California already, I think it's going to really help. My belief is this is going to pass pretty quickly. So let's take it a day at a time. Don't get, racked in fear about anything. And for that matter, if you guys feel inspired to come and want to book out into the future, now is definitely the time, because, with Optimystic coming out, there's a whole new audience that's going to be hearing about the retreats and seeing, because it's a part of the show, showing the retreat guests, come out on stage. So I believe that spots will get trickier to lock down with a new audience, and we're definitely going to be reassessing pricing because of as demand comes in, because quite frankly, the way we have it now, it's so inexpensive, it's not really long-term sustainable, but beneficial to those of you who are looking for a deal. So if you want to explore and have that conversation, you can go to calendly.com/mystic deal and talk to us about that. One of the elves here will talk to you and kind of explore, dates and et cetera, payment plans even to get you out here for a retreat immersion. And with that being said, I do have a song to leave you guys with. Don't forget to go over to optimystic.tv and check out the new show. We did it. Thank you guys all for birthing it into the world. I'm getting so much positive feedback so far. Shaman Durek is episode 1, and he is... guys on a whole nother level. So powerful. So check it out. Let me know what you think of it. I'd love to hear, and I'd love it if you guys would be willing to share with your friends and family as well. Let's spread an optimistic virus, shall we? I'm in. Love you guys so much with this song. With all that being said, I have a song here, and it is by Rob Ricardo, who does a live performance on one of the forthcoming episodes of Optimystic as well. The song is called Fears. Let's listen to what Rob Ricardo has to say about fears. Till next time, journey well. And if you're feeling the call to come for a week retreat-style Mystic Manor immersion, remember to go now and book your time to speak with me directly about stepping into the Optimistic vortex at calendly.com/talkwithbrandon while there are still spots left. Otherwise, I look forward to co-creating magic with you at the Mystic Manor.
Let's talk about your fears. Every ounce of worry, all the things that weigh down. Fears, I wanna hear your fears. All your inhibitions that keep you on the ground. Oh, the stories you tell. Oh, you tell to yourself. They're like monsters in the closet and ghouls beneath the bed. So if you're feeling haunted, befriend the ghost inside your head. Tell me all your fears, all the things that scare you, and all the thoughts that hold you back. Fears, I wanna know your fears. all of your attachments that keep you chained to where you're at. Oh, the stories you tell. Oh, you tell yourself they're like monsters in the closet and ghouls beneath the bed. So if you're feeling haunted, befriend the ghost inside your head. You tell. Oh, you tell yourself they're like monsters in the closet and ghouls beneath the bed. So if you're feeling haunted, inside your head. If you're feeling haunted, befriend the ghost inside your head.